Hi, welcome to my video on the review of quadratic inequalities. And as in all my reviews done at the end of each unit, I treat it as a quiz where you can get a mark and see how well you're doing. So this one is at a 40, and you get your total on the bottom of each page. Put the total, add it up each page on the bottom, number, put it over 40, divide 40 into the numerator, get a decimal, move your decimal 2 places to the right to get a percent. So let's do the review. This is the first of one of 4 pages. Solve each for x. To solve each for x, let's find what we call the x-intercept. So x plus 2 equals 0, or x minus 3 is equal to 0. X equals negative 2, or x equals 3. So let's plot on the number line negative 2 and 3. And as I explained in the units, because this is less than equal to, that means that you're going to be less than is in between the negative 2 and the 3. Greater than would be greater than 3 and less than negative 2. So I'm going to write down the answer to this right away. And the answer is negative 2 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 3. That's the notation, the interval. And now I'll do square bracket on the negative 2, comma x, comma 3, sorry, I put the x, 2 and 3 are the numbers, with a square bracket. Square brackets because it's equal to. And the other way would be to, if you want, pick up a number 4. Number between 2 and 3 is 0. And number below negative 2 is a negative 3. And you plug each of these in one at a time and turn out what your sign is. But what you get, if you took the x equals negative 3 and subbed it in these two, you would come up with a plus. And if you took the 0 and you subbed it in these two and multiplied, you would get a negative. And if you plug the 4 in, you would get a plus. Less than, equal to is the negative. And the negative is going to be in between all the time. All the time. Number 2, we got to simplify the expression. So negative x squared less than 2x minus 8, negative x squared minus 2x plus 8 less than 0. Because these two terms move to the left, it made a minus and a plus, there's a 0 remains. Now I'll multiply by negative 1, because I do not want a leading coefficient to be negative, so it's x squared plus 2x minus 8 less than 0. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. And this is factorable. X squared is x and x. The product is negative 8. The sum is 2. Factors of 8 to give you 2 are 4 and 2 when you multiply. Because the product is negative 8 and the sum is plus, I will have a plus 4 minus 2. Check. Multiply. 4, negative 2, negative 8. Add 4 and negative 2 is 2. And you can make it equal sign, because what I'm doing, I'm checking for the critical values. So x plus 4 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. So x equals negative 4, or x equals 2. So we put a negative 4 and 2 on the number line. And this time we have it, when I multiply, guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to change the direction. When I multiply by negative 1, the inequality changes from a less than to a greater than. So we're looking for, so because this is a positive, the pluses on the outsides, the minuses on the inside. This is true when this is the a here is a positive number, but it's not true when the a is a negative number, it's reversed. So we want it greater than, and greater than is x is less than, this is less than, greater than, less than, negative 4 or x is greater than 2. And the notation, interval notation is not equal to, so it's an open bracket at negative 4 going to negative infinity, open, and you could have or a union, and this is an open bracket at 2 because there's no equal sign, and it's going to positive infinity and open. So these are the values less than negative 4 or greater than 2 will satisfy this inequality. Number 3, we have to solve. We got some simplifying to do. So we multiply these two by FOIL first. X times x is x squared. X times negative 2. 1 times x. 1 times negative 2 less than, and x minus 2x, x minus 1 minus 1. Expand that out, and this side is, I just simplify this, so I have to work on the product here first. So that's, I'm squaring it, so x times x squared, x times negative 1, negative x, negative 1 times x, negative x. Negative 1 times negative 1 is a plus 1. So I multiplied, so I leave this alone just for a second. And now I'm doing the negative of that, so negative 1 times, I better simplify this first, make it easier. We simplify the inside of the bracket. Now we'll multiply by negative 1. Negative x squared plus 2x minus 1. Multiply this one by negative 1, negative x minus 1. And we simplify this side, negative x squared. 2x from negative 1x is a plus x. Minus 1 is a minus 2. Now we'll move all terms to the left side in descending order. And we don't have to move the 2's. They're the same on each side, so we can cancel them. So 2x squared minus 2x is less than 0. And we're going to factor, so 2x is the GCF. 2x squared divided by 2x is x. Negative 2x divided by 2x is negative 1. So 2x is equal to 0. Get the critical values. So divide by 2. So x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 1. And on the number line, which I have up here already drawn, we have a 0 and a 1. And notice, this is not, I got to be careful now. Notice that this is positive, so I didn't have to change the inequality. Less than is in between. So the answer for this one, so remember, outside here is a plus, outside here is a plus, in between is a minus. When there's a positive a value, this is always true. And less than is in between, so we have 0, less than x, less than 1. And that is no equal sign, so it's open bracket, 0, comma, 1, open. That's the inequalities. And I forgot to distribute the marks. So if you have this one, you get 1 mark. If you have this one, you get a mark. And if you have the final answer right here, you get 2 marks. And if you picked up the number line like this, you get a mark. So there's 5 marks in total. And the 7 marks that I'm going to have for this one, I would put 1 mark here. And when you divide, multiply by negative 1, change the sign. If you don't want a negative a value, you get another mark. If you come up with the 2 values of x, you get another mark. If you do the number line, you get another mark. And if you get the 2 of these, you get a mark each, 7 in total. And there's 7 marks for this one, so if you get it all right to the end, just give yourself 7 marks. But going down in between, you got a lot of simplifying to do. If you simplify this side, you get a mark. If you simplify this side down to here, you get a mark. And if you end up with this equation inequality here, you get another mark. And if you get the 2 values right, you get 2 more marks. If you do the graph, plus minus plus, you get another mark. And then you get a mark for getting the right answer. So 7 marks in total. And hopefully it adds up to 7. Oh, yes, because I said you get 2 marks for this. So there's 7. Add up the page, it has 19. Or you just might want to do the questions and see how you're doing and not bother with any marks. It's your choice. Number 4, y is greater than x plus 2 all squared minus 4. We want to graph this. So first thing we got to do when we graph, we got to get the vertex. The vertex is opposite of plus 2 is a minus 2, comma, negative 4. And the vertex is x is negative 2, negative 4. Negative 2, negative 4 is there's negative 2 on the x, and a negative 4 on the y is right there. So there's your vertex. Notice this is a positive a, so the parabola is going to go up. So let's let x equals 0 and see what we get. We could have an equal sign here because we're looking for the y-intercept. So you can make that an equal sign to get the y-intercept if you want. And that's 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4 minus 4. So y is 0. So when x is 0, y is 0. X is 0, y is 0. That's the x and the y-intercept at the same time, because this is 2 units to the right. So we go 2 units to the left, we'll also get the same x-intercept. And the parabola is, it says it's greater than, it's not equal to, so the boundary line is broken like this. And we go up, down through here. And greater than, there's the boundary of the parabola, which is not included because no equal sign. So greater than would be up. So up would be shading up. And again, if you want to check it, you could take one of these points here, any one of these, and sub in. So if you sub this point in, let's pretend you sub in the x is 2, y is 0. If you sub that point in the inequality, it would make it false. If you sub this point in, any point in here, whatever you want, if you subbed in x is negative 2, y is 0, it would make it true. So there's the shading by subbing in a point. But I know when I have the inequality, the parabola drawn, boundary not included, less than is down below, greater than is up above. And we got 5 marks, so if we got the we have 5 marks, so if you got the vertex, you get a mark. If you got the y-intercept, you get a mark. And if you draw your graph with no broken, you get a mark. And if you plot your vertex and your y-intercept correctly, you get a mark. And if you shade it up here, you get a mark. So 5 marks in total. Number 5, which inequalities can represent the graph? So notice that this is the boundary line, the parabola is broken. So that means because it's broken, that means there's no equal sign. So no equal sign, so we're looking at this one and this one. We can't, because less than equal to, greater than equal to, it would be a solid boundary lining. And because we have shaded above, notice the shading is going up, up is greater, so it's this one. C is the right answer. So if you have C, give yourself a mark. Total up your page out of 6. And some more graphing. Now we have the graph y is greater than or equal to negative x squared plus 6x minus 5. Again, it's a quadratic parabola, and we need the vertex. So the vertex this time is x equals negative b over 2a from the standard form. A is negative 1, b is 6, c is negative 5. So it's the negative of 6 over 2 times negative 1. That's negative 6 over negative 2. So the x-coordinate is 3. So we'll sub in the 3 in the place of x in the inequality. Or we could have an equal sign, because we're getting the x-coordinate vertex, so you can make that an equal sign if you want. Make it an equal sign. Let me make it an equal sign. Now we're looking for what we call the y-intercept. So when x is negative 3, what's the value of y? That's going to be in your vertex. That gives us 3 squared is 9, so that's negative 9. And 6 times 3 is 18. And so there's 9, that's a 9, plus 5 is a 4. So the vertex is 3, 4. And we let x equals 0 in the inequality, or x is 0, x is 0, and 0 squared minus 0 is 0. 6 times 0 is 0. So we get a negative 5. So when x is 0, y is negative 5. And besides that, just look up here. If you let x equal 0, this term becomes 0. This term becomes 0. So the y-intercept is the number on the end, which is negative 5. Without plugging it in, you can plug it in your head and say, that's a 0, that's a 0, that's gone, so it's just negative 5. Now, if you want, we have the vertex, which is 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 is here, 4 is here, so there's the vertex. And because it's negative, we know it's moving down. And the y-intercept is x is 0, y is negative 5, which is right there. X 0, negative 5 is the y-intercept. And if you notice, that's the axis of symmetry straight down through the middle, right there. And that's x equals 3. So 3 units to the left, we get a 5. So 3 units to the right, we should get a 5. So that should be a 5 right there. Or sorry, negative 5. Because it's symmetrical. 3 units to the left, negative 5. 3 units to the right, negative 5. So this parabola is greater than equal to. So greater than equal to means the boundary line is solid. The boundary line is solid, meaning that it's included. There it is. And y is greater. We have the parabola drawn, and greater is above, up. So we shade up. And how do I know? Well, take a point. Take 0, 0. Plug 0, 0 in, and 0, 0 should make it true. If you plug this point in here, it would make it false. So we shade. That's why we shade out here. And we got 7 marks. So if you get x, the x-coordinate of vertex is 1. If you get the y-coordinate is 4. If you write it down as the vertex, there's 3 marks. If you get the y-intercept is negative 5, you get another mark. And if you graphed the vertex and the y-intercept correctly, you get another mark. If you draw a solid boundary line, you get another mark. And if you shade above, you get another mark. So 7 in total. And one more to do in the review. Graph y is less than x plus 2 times x minus 4. So notice that this form is the vertex form. Sorry, the factored form, or the x-intercept, not the vertex form. I just said the vertex form, so I better explain that the vertex form is this form. Vertex is h comma k. This is the factored form, or the x-intercept form, because it's factored. So x plus 2 equals 0. X minus 4 equals 0. X is a negative 2. X is 4. So x is a negative 2, which is right there. X is 4, which is right there. These are the x-intercepts. And because they're the x-intercepts, notice when you put negative 2 in, you get a 0 for y. When you put 4 in, you get a 0 for y. So they're the x-intercepts. And if you take the x-intercepts and get the average, so the average is 1. So the x-intercept of the vertex is 1. Well, if this is an x-intercept and a symmetrical, halfway between 4 and negative 2 is a 1. So the axis of symmetry comes down through at x equals 1 right there. So take the 1 and plug it in. And what do we get? So we got y. We could use an equal sign. X is 1. 1 plus 2. 1 minus 4. That's a 3. And a negative 3. Putting in 1. So we got a 4. 1. We put a 1 in. Okay. So I didn't get the vertex. I got the y-intercept. Oh yes, I'm plugging in to find a vertex. X is 1. And we get negative 9. So the vertex, I've said the y-intercept. Sorry about that. When I found x coordinate of the vertex to be 1, I plugged 1 in and got 3 times negative 3, negative 9. So the vertex is 1, negative 9. The vertex is 1, negative 9. Right there. So that's the vertex. Now, if we let x equal, we have the two y-intercept, sorry, we have the two x-intercepts. I can pick up the y-intercept if I want, but I have enough information to graph this now, but I'll get the y-intercept anyway. Let x equals 0. Put 0 in, I get a 2 and a negative 4, negative 8. So when x is 0, y is negative 8. When x is 0 right here, y is negative 8. I didn't need it because I had the vertex in the two x-intercepts. And this is not equal, so it's broken. The boundary line is broken, not included. And do the boundary line here, coming down through. Because I have the y-intercept, then I'll make it go through that y-intercept. There it is. And the shading is less than is going down, so we shade downward. So sorry about that little mix up here. I just lost it just for a second, where I found the x coordinate of the vertex to be 1. When I plugged 1 in, I got the y coordinate. Then I found the y-intercept after. And 8 marks for, if you got the intercepts right, you got a mark. If you got the vertex, x coordinate, you got a mark. If you got the y coordinate, you got the y coordinate vertex, you get a mark. If you state the vertex is 1, negative 9, you get a mark. If you did the y-intercept, you got a mark. And you're graphing, broken line, a mark. Plotting all the points correctly, you got a mark. Shading correctly, you got a mark. So 8 in total. And just want to mention, you could have taken this equation right here and expanded it. So y is less than x squared. I'm going to multiply by FOIL here now. X squared minus 4x plus 2x minus 8. So y is less than x squared minus 2x minus 8. So I could have changed this equation to, which is the factored form, to the standard form, and then I could have did negative b over 2a like I did up here and found this vertex. And it's letting x equal 0 in here. You can see y is negative 8 right away. So I could have changed this equation in factored form to standard form and did the negative b over 2a and etc. to get the vertex. And add up the page, you get a 15 for that page. And if you total up all your pages, and get what score you have. Again, put over 40 and change it to decimal, change it to percent. And hopefully everything is okay. It's just a little extra review. The review sums up all the videos that I did in the unit. Hopefully everything is okay. You did well. If you like my video, click the like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell. Visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. And that's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.